How's it going, guys? So, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and welcome back to my channel. So, as we all know, silver is off the chain. Silver is going up, 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 and away. So, kind of wanted to get into just silver today. I want to talk about what I feel like is going on and how silver could really benefit from this current events that are going on in today's world. So let's get right into it. So today's price of silver shot all the way up to, I believe, 22.75 an ounce, which is very, very, very significant. Silver's been moving up pretty much since it crashed back down in the market downturn back in March. But it's made some massive movements since the beginning of July. It's been all the way up from $19 up to $22. As a matter of fact, this weekend, Saturday, it was $19.43, and today it is 22. As of right now, it's 22.65. But that's amazing. It shot up $2 in a matter of 2 days, and that's pretty significant. So let's talk about the banks. Right now in Lebanon, there's some huge issues out there. The country is pretty much melting down financially. The banks are about to default on loans. The country's trying to negotiate some terms with the IMF, but they can't come down to any type of agreement. And they're seeing the citizens right now. The citizens are these people are so pissed off. People are leaving the country. The country's it's melting down. Lebanon produces pretty much nothing. They import everything. And the problem is now is that because the banking sector is melting down, the elite, they're the one that call the shots in terms of negotiating terms with a loan from the IMF, because they're good, right? They have money. They're not starving, so they're in no hurry to get a loan from the IMF. And what this is doing, this is hurting depositors, everyday people who have their money in the bank. And by the way, they can't take their money out of the bank. They said they're limited. I want to make sure I'm getting this correct. I think they're limited to $100 per week in withdrawals and cash. Capital controls. That's crazy. And that's not the only country. India is having the same thing. India's their banking systems is under scrutiny. Inflation's up 12%, and they're next. And the reason why I'm getting into this is because a lot of countries, in the near future, are going to be experiencing a lot of issues with their currencies and with their banks. Lots and lots of issues, because currencies worldwide are getting inflated out of existence. In my opinion, they're getting inflated out of existence. Central banks are on pace to eliminate all these currencies so they can usher in this new monetary order, in my opinion. And let's talk about the U.S. The U.S. we're not immune to this. The U.S., our central bank, our Federal Reserve, said that they now are okay with inflation going to 2% and above. It's no big deal now. As a matter of fact, they said that they're not going to do anything if inflation edges over 2%. Once it hits 2%, then they'll start trying to control the inflation. But right now the target's at 2%, and they don't even care. So that kind of leads me to believe one of two things: is that one, the Fed is not really even in control. They're just saying that to make it look like that they are in control, because they know inflation is going to be the result of all this massive stimulus that's been pumped into our economy. Since March, they've injected over $3.5 trillion, I believe. And they're talking about another round, which is another $1 trillion. So that's going to be $4.5 trillion injected into our economy in 6 months. And if you think this is normal, I got news for you people. This is not normal. This is highly irregular. This is more like desperation. Because to me, our monetary system is dying, just like other countries such as India and Lebanon. Our economy is dying. It is absolutely dying. You have to pump $4.5 trillion into the economy. And the average person who's not into precious metals, they're not into, finance or economics, they don't understand what's going on. They know that the government is printing this money up, and they don't understand that the government doesn't make anything. The government doesn't have any money because they've actually created this money with some type of value. All they're doing is borrowing the money from the Federal Reserve. This is the money that American citizens have to pay back. And if you think that our government produces anything, you're wrong. All the government does is redistribute wealth. And right now, the wealth is being taken from the masses and is being injected into stocks, bonds, corporations, and now even small business with PPP loans. All this is being funded with future tax dollars, your dollars. And eventually what's going to happen, there's going to be an inflation tax levied for all. This is going to be for all of us to enjoy, the inflation tax. And then after that comes more taxes. Inflation tax is the penalty for holding cash in banks or in your wallet or under your mattress in high inflation environments. So what's going on right now with Lebanon is that they have capital controls in place. So even if let's say if you can't take your money at the bank, right? Since you can't take your money at the bank, you can't buy any goods with it. So now it has to inflate in the bank, and they essentially levy a inflation tax on all the residents of the country. They can't take their money out, so it has to just and they know, and the residents know that their money is being stolen from them at this point, because the more money that they print, the more inflation that they have, the less your dollars are worth. And if you keep it in the bank, eventually when they say, okay, you can take your money out, then your money's not worth anything. So that's what's happening right now to these poor people out there. And I would imagine it's probably going to come here too. Don't know when, but I'm sure it's on its way. Inflation is on its way. It's certainly coming. Taxes are definitely coming. So, these are things that we have to think about. And, when I saw silver go up through the roof, at first I thought, my gosh, the markets know something we don't know. Of course, silver's been going up for the past, since March. We get that. But since it's recently shot up so much, and gold has actually shot up as well, I think the markets are responding to either a future event or something that's about to happen. Again, there's a lot of noise going around saying that the U.S. dollar is going to take a hit, that the U.S. dollar in the future may be taken off as the world reserve currency. And, these are possibilities. Some people think, oh my goodness, that's crazy. That could never happen. Someone should have told you a long time ago. You need to remove never, can't, and have to from your vocabulary. Take it out of your vocabulary. Never, can't, and have to. Remove those words from your vocabulary. It can happen. Because right now, the U.S. dollar is not in favor with more and more countries. Less countries are buying our treasuries. I saw an article where it said that in 2000, from between 2000 and 2010, we had 70% of the world. In 2000, we had 70% of the world that were holding our assets. In 2010, we had 60% of the world that's holding our assets in form of dollars. So less and less countries are holding dollars. Less and less countries are reliant on the dollar. And in critical times like these that we're in, because this situation that we're in, this downturn that we're about to experience, this is going to be worse than 2008. So if we have less people holding our dollars, less people buying treasuries, if we have a world that is less favorable towards the dollar when we have this next downturn, do you think that's going to be a good thing for the dollar? It's going to be a very bad thing. The dollar is on borrowed time. It's on borrowed time. There are a lot of people who are speculating that's saying that silver is going to go triple digits. I mean, I hope it doesn't go to triple digits, because that means that at that point we're going to be in hyperinflation, and that's not a good thing. The last downturn, silver went to $48 an ounce in 2011. So, I mean, I think it's going to be going way higher than that. And look, a lot of the commodities are going up right now: lumber, copper, gold, silver, palladium, platinum. All this stuff is going up. And the dollar's recently has been lagging. It's been lagging recently. So there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the dollar. And, people who are holding silver, who are holding gold, these are wise investments to preserve wealth. And, they're saying that there's going to be a wealth transfer. I even saw an article today, and I have to look more into it. But the article looked legit. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they said that Mexico, with their silver libertards, Mexico is remonetizing silver now. So they're remonetizing silver. So in some of their currency, there's silver libertards that you can actually, purchase goods with. So I don't know if other countries around the world will be following suit and moving towards honest money such as gold and silver, because the fiat monetary system is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Everything has a life cycle, has a lifespan. And when the Federal Reserve took over our banking system and our treasury in this country back in 1913, I think they knew, they had a good idea how long the dollar would last, the greenback would last. And there's a chart out. That shows since 1913 how much the dollar has depreciated, how much value the dollar's lost. And I think right now we're up to like 97% of the dollar has been lost. So I think the clock started in 1971, right? When the dollar was decoupled from any of the gold commodities, right? When gold was and the dollar were decoupled. At that point, that's when the stopwatch started. And most economists who are worth their weight in salt understood that at that point the stopwatch started, and they knew that the dollar probably would only last maybe 55 years, 60 years tops as a fiat currency. That happened in 1971. So we're right at 50 years almost. So I don't know. This is something to think about. We know that the dollar is not going to last forever. So, and these are the way to go, in my opinion. These assets to hedge and protect your wealth for the future. And this is a quick Admex commercial, actually, but no, I'm not selling Admex. But I mean, this is the way to hedge and protect your wealth. And a lot of people, unfortunately, don't understand this, and they're gonna get wiped out. They're gonna get wiped out. It's unfortunate, but it's looking like the dollar is not gonna be around for very long. I mean, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but We're just wondering how long it can last. How long can the party last? How long can the party last? We'll see. We will see. Anyway, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, share the video, drop me a comment. Thanks for watching.